Good morning. We are having our very first digital day with snow and inclement weather. So I know it's a new thing that we're doing, and I appreciate you guys being so ready and willing to roll with the punches like we have been all year. So I'm here in the classroom, and you'll notice that I sent out some invites for new classes. We're starting a new quarter. And so it's important to note that things are definitely structured different this quarter based on what I saw last quarter, as well as what will be a little more equitable for everybody being here or at home. So things look different this morning, and I was hoping to see most of you in person to go through it, but here we are. So I'm going to go through and introduce you to the new class and how that is set up. And then I'm also going to show you a checklist for what you need to get done today. And then tomorrow we'll be back in person or online, depending on your, where you're going. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share Google Classroom really quick with you. And here we go. Let me get it set up so I can see it. So here we go. Here's Google Classroom. This is the class that you have been added to, Q3, 8th grade. This is the most important one that you need to join today. It looks a lot different than what we've done in the past. I put all the subjects in one place, so you only have to go to one class rather than going to all of them separately. But the assignments are set up also differently. So bear with me. It is going to look different, and your flow is going to feel different. So just be ready, but make sure you come and join Q3 8th grade. You also have been invited to Q3 PE that you need to join that one as well. Though you don't have any assignments in PE today, you could count, if you go out and play in the snow, you could count that for joyful movement if you are in distance learning. So keep that in mind. It looks pretty much the same as it has in the past. So PE is no different, but all of our other classes are a lot different. So here's what our new class looks like. It just says Q3 8th grade. That stands for quarter 3 8th grade. So we have all of our subjects in this one class. So I'm going to show you how it's set up, and the grading also looks a little bit differently. So I'm going to go through a lot of details, and then what I'm going to do for your assignment today, you're going to be writing a journal for language arts, part of humanities. You're going to be writing a journal in your language arts portion of humanities for basically how to get into this and that you understand the new grading system. So if you want to pull out a Google Doc now, you could. You don't have to start that yet, but if you wanted to take notes while I'm talking, that will get you through one of your assignments faster. So in Classwork, there's a couple things. So I put this up on top where your grades come from. And these are your scoring rubrics. And so I'm going to show you really quickly where those grades are going to be coming from. Rather than scoring you from a 0% to a 100%, which is more traditional, you're going to be, this is available for you guys to look at. You're going to be looking at, very much like the state scoring guides, a 1 through 6. And those are going to line up with normal letter grades. So you'll still get a normal letter grade at the end of the year. And this is more clearly how I grade you anyway, but now you have a more clear understanding of why you're getting the grades you're getting. So I'm going to go through this really quick. So on the state scoring guides, you can get a 6, and a 6 is really high performing. You could teach the topic. You're well beyond the basics of whatever subject it is. So a 6 and a 5 are both, if you score a 5 or a 6, you'll get an A. And so if I give you an assignment and you score a 6, that means that your knowledge and vocabulary are thorough enough that you could teach the topic yourself. Your content knowledge is completely accurate, and you make connections and form opinions well beyond what is required. So this is like way, way above and beyond what you need to do. If you get a 5 on an assignment, that's also an A. That is that you understand the concepts thoroughly and can connect to other topics from lessons or from your life, all without assistance. You use appropriate vocabulary and you're thinking beyond the subject matter, pushing yourself beyond a basic understanding. And you can also discuss whatever the topic is with competency. So you have clear written and oral language to be able to explain the concepts if you're getting an A. If you get a B, your understanding is adequate, but maybe not perfect. You use mostly correct language and your problem solving is clear and coherent. You attempt to connect the topic to other ideas or lessons. A 3 is a C, and that is that if you that your ideas are partially developed, but mostly correct understanding of what's going on. There may be some gaps in your knowledge and your vocabulary, and so your work might not be fully clear, but the main ideas and knowledge are all there, and you can complete the work with minimal reminders and guidance from either myself or one of your colleagues, so a fellow student. A 2 is a D, and that is that your ideas are underdeveloped in the topic, but they might be on the right track, and that you've attempted the assignments and participated in coursework, but your language might not really be developed or it might be ineffective, and parts of what you've done are correct. And then a 1 or an F is that the student didn't participate or their work is minimal. So the work is inappropriate, so not what was assigned, underdeveloped, unclear, incoherent, or incorrect. So this is the basic outline that I use to grade your work anyway, but now it's much more clear for you to see, and I'll show you why this is set up that way. This is just for every assignment. I use a very similar rubric. All of the state scoring guides, so that's the one that I made that's very simplified for, and it works in any subject, but if you wanted to go and look and see what the state scoring rubrics look like, I've posted them all for you. They're much more detailed. And so if you go like for this social studies one, you can see very similarly how the 1 through 6 is laid out and what it means, what it looks like in social studies to score a 5 or 6, what it looks like to score a 4. So my goal in doing this, there's 2 parts of what I'm trying to do here, and one of the parts of what I'm trying to do here is to prepare you for your state assessments and how those look, but also provide an opportunity to assess you based on your proficiency. So with these digital days and with some people in distance learning, some people here, this will allow me to assess you based on your proficiency and not necessarily if you get everything turned in. So if you can show me that you understand the topic, but you maybe haven't finished everything, I'm still able to grade you based on your proficiency, which is something I do anyway. This is just more clear on your end as to what I'm doing. So really my grading of you isn't really changing. It just is more clear on your end that that you see how I'm grading basically. So that's one big change. When you get an assignment, every assignment will be graded between a 1 and a 6, or 1 and a 5. A 6, if you get a 6, it's basically you get an extra credit point. So, but every assignment is out of 5. So if you get a 5 out of 5, that's an A. If you get a 4 out of 5, that's a B, and so on, just like that 8th grade scoring rubric that I showed you, this one. So if you get a 3 out of 5, that'll be a C. And then I'll use that. So you're, rather than being able to go in and look at your grades the same way, you can, well, it'll be based on your weekly score. So I'll be talking to you more about that in person and be able to answer questions. Feel free to send me an email if that doesn't make sense to you, or if you have more questions. So that's one big change, is just the scoring is going to look different. So you're not going to see the percentage the way that we have in the past. And I'll make sure and give you more regular updates on where you're at in your grades weekly, instead of having you check in Google Classroom. I'll update it so you know. Okay, this is the other big change. So rather than having individual classrooms where you have to go into each one, I felt like for some students that was pretty understandable, and for some students it was really frustrating to have it spread out that way. So we're doing it this way for the rest of the year, where we have week 1, January 25th, which is today, through 29th. And then for each subject, you have a week's worth of assignments, but it's all in under one assignment. So for example, pre-algebra is the easiest because it's IXL this week. So you'll open up that assignment and it just says the following assignments will be due this week for pre-algebra. Assignments may be added during the week up until Wednesday. So that's something you'll have to know, especially distance learners. Students who are going to be in person, this isn't going to be super confusing because I'm going to be reminding you and telling you what to do and when. But when you're working from home, I will post the bulk of the assignments on probably Sunday night, but you'll see them Monday morning. And this is on every assignment that I might update this assignment up until Wednesday. And so make sure you check back, because what I'll be doing is if I record a lesson or find a better a resource, or if I'm like, oh, I need you to do this other thing, I will update any extra things you need to do by Wednesday. Sometimes assignments take shorter or longer, so I want to make sure and give students time. So if you're working from home, always make sure you double back and check on Wednesday evening or Thursday morning to see if I've added assignments. So for the week of the 25th through the 29th, pre-algebra, all you're doing in this week is completing the work in IXL at your own pace. Videos or supplemental lessons may be added. So in this one specifically, you have to open up your IXL checklist. So I've posted the same 8th grade scoring rubric on everything, just as a reminder, so that when you see that, then you are reminded as to why you're getting the grades you do. So you're opening up your IXL checklist. I know that I have to, in each section, work up to 75% as opposed to 50%. So we're pushing it a little bit further than we have in the past. This week, all I have to do is section G, 1 through 5, and the checkpoint. So I look at this and I know that that's what I need to do. When I finish it, I have this set up as a student. So when I have done my IXL checklist, all I'm gonna do is mark as done. And that lets me, the teacher, know that you have completed your work in pre-algebra for the week, and I can give you a grade based on what you've done. So even if it's in IXL, I appreciate you marking it as done so that I know that you've completed everything you're going to complete for the week. I still go back on the weekend, or try not to on the weekend, but on Friday, I'll go back and enter in your grades from IXL, but it is helpful if you mark as done. So you'll get the assignment on Monday and you work throughout the week, but then you probably won't submit or mark as done until Friday. You know, but if you're working from home and you happen to finish all of your algebra in one day, or all your pre-algebra in one day, you can mark it as done, and then you're done for the week, as long as you check back on Wednesday night or Thursday morning to see if I've added any supplemental lessons. Okay. Okay. So that's where pre-algebra is. I've split up language arts and US history. It's still, I'm still gonna be teaching them together, very much like a humanities approach. But this is more, the way I've split this up will be more clear as to where those grades are coming from. And so I know that way, if you are really proficient in language arts, but you struggle with US history, it's possible you could get, you know, an A in language arts and a B in US history. So that's something that I wanted to split up for you, because I know some of you have struggled with humanities the way it was set up. So this will be clear. Let me pull up, I think US history has more assignments. So let's look at that. We'll view the assignment. So what you have here, it's formatted the same way. The following assignments will be due this week for US History 2. Assignments may be added during the week up until Wednesday, so please check back. This is the same information. When you have completed everything here for the week, then you submit the assignment. So do not mark this as done until you've done everything here. So I'm not expecting assignments to be turned in until the end of the week. And you're just doing one, you know, you'll finish all of this over the week and then you'll turn it in on Friday. So this little note is on every assignment. Please view the attached 8th grade scoring rubric, this one, the one we went over, just as a reminder of how you're getting graded. And then this week, make sure to complete one. I've put it out, oops, sorry, I keep highlighting strangely. For one, I put as a general guide, on Monday and Tuesday, you're gonna be doing this assignment in your American Journey textbook. You're not doing this today because you don't have your textbooks at home, people who are in person. So you don't have to start this until tomorrow. If you're distance learning, you're welcome to start it early. So in your American Journey textbook, read pages 188 through 195. In a new document attached to this assignment, complete section 1 review on page 195, numbers 1 through 5. So in this particular one, you're going to add or create a new assignment. You're going to call it American Journey 188 through 195 or something that makes sense. And then you'll go to the book, complete the section 1 review on page 195. So you're going to go to page 195 and complete questions numbers 1 through 5. Okay, so I haven't made it into a worksheet for you. You're going to add or create your own and answer it here. One thing you'll note is that because of the way I set this up, and I didn't have students in it when I first set it up, the assignments that I've made, that I have added as a document, are not made as an individual copy for each of you. So you'll have to make a copy yourself and fill it in, and I can help you with that if you don't remember how to do that, but I'll try and show you really quick on the next one. So in social studies on Wednesday, there's another assignment from the American Journey textbook. It's a poster assignment. I will be posting more information about this when I detail it in class. So if you were to come back on Wednesday, you would have a video of me talking about why we're doing it. And then the third thing you're doing this week, and I'd see how there's no day by it, it can be any day. Watch this video, The Articles of the Confederation from Discovery Education. So that's linked up here and connected to Discovery. So those are the 3 things that you're doing for US history. Some things like watching the video, I'm not having you necessarily write something about, but the content knowledge will be helpful, especially for this assignment and for creating this poster. So those things I add there for you. I'm trusting you to read them, and I'm holding you accountable to the information that is presented there. So if you mark this as done, that's you telling me that you've watched this video and you've looked through all the resources that I've posted for you. So just be aware of that. Okay, we're going to go back to 8th grade really quick. I'm going to show you, you are going to have a language arts assignment. I'm going to give you a checklist for today momentarily, so stay tuned just a second. Here, let's view the language arts assignments. So in language arts, I only have, this is all set up the same way, all the same verbiage is there. But these are the 2 assignments that I've posted for language arts. I will be posting more assignments. This is one of those where you definitely need to check back. But basically what I've posted so far is completing a daily journal, which I'm going to give you one today, and then completing a reading log. So you're going to be spending 20 minutes reading each day. It says silently. If you want to read out loud, you can. I'm not sure why I said silently specifically, but either way is fine. So this is what I was talking about. So when I made this, when I designed this class, there were no students in it. So I couldn't, normally when I added Google Doc, I can make a copy for each student when I upload it, but because students weren't in the class, I couldn't. So for this week, when you go in, so I'm going to go in, I'm a student, I'm going in, I'm looking at my reading log, and I can't type in, it's going to say request edit access. Don't click this. Just go into file and make a copy. And when it says, and it'll say copy of reading log. And so I might say Megan's reading log, and I'll say, okay. Okay, so now I have my own Megan's reading log. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna type Megan. Let me actually capital, I only have one hand that I can. And the dates, I'm gonna say, capitalize it, January. I always forget the dates, 25th through 29th. And then all I'm gonna do, so Monday, let's say I read Chains. I maybe read more than 20 minutes. You can always read more, but you need to read at least 20. And so I'll put Chains and then the author's name. Just typing with one hand, this is really slow, sorry guys. And then this is the book title, so I'll underline it. There we go. So that's me updating it today. I'll update it, I'm acting as a student. So you update this every day, and then on Friday you'll submit it. So let me go back to my reading log, or to the assignment. So you'll notice that that new document that I made is not attached to this assignment yet. It's just the reading log that the teacher posted. So I'll go to add G Drive, and then it should be in recent because I just made it. Megan's reading log. And then I'll attach it there. I'm not turning it in yet because I still have to do this every day this week. But once you've attached it here, now when you come back to update your reading log, it'll be here. It'll just save in there. So you don't have to make a copy again. So if you do that today with anything you have to do, it'll show up. So that's one, a little variant that you guys will need to do today because of the way I set up the class. So make sure you go in, make a copy. You can rewind this video and look at what I just did. Make a copy and attach it. The other piece is this journal. Monday through Friday, complete a daily journal assignment. Each day this week, respond to the journal prompt given during the morning meeting. If you're not present during the morning meeting, you must contact Ms. Henson for your prompt via email. To write your journal, create a new document here attached to this week's assignment. Title your journals Monday journal, Tuesday journal, and so forth. So here I've got my reading log, and now I'm following the directions here. So I'm going to create a doc. This is something you should be doing today, or you will be doing today. I'm on a sub account, that's why it's called that. But I'm going to say Monday journal. Okay. So I'm saving it as that. Let me get rid of this. I don't know if it'll refresh the title of it for me. It didn't. That's okay. You'll attach a new one. You'll call it Monday Journal. Here, let me see if I can get it to fix. And then when it's time for you to, there, actually, I forgot to click out of it. That's why I didn't save the name. So once you've created this Monday journal, this is actually one of your assignments for today. So leave this open and I'll give you a prompt for it in just a second. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple more things in the class. So you'll see those are our main subjects: pre-algebra, language arts, US history, physical science. The last three are our electives. Everyone is taking health. We're going to be doing health probably for the remainder of the year, but we'll see. The two that you have an option between are photography and foreign language. And so I want you to, there's nothing posted in photography. Foreign language, the setup is posted for you because that's more of an independent study using Duolingo. So if you're interested in doing a foreign language instead of photography, this is a great option for you. Photography in distance learning will be a little more difficult if you don't have access to a camera. So if you are in distance learning, it is possible for you to do photography, but I won't have extra cameras to be able to loan out. So keep that in mind when you're deciding. You will need to have something to be able to take pictures with, and a phone can work. So if you are wondering if your materials at home will work, let me know if you're really wanting to do photography. But those of you who would like to do foreign language, just let me know. So once you decide between photography and foreign language, I think only one will show up for you because I will only assign it to those specific students. And so you won't see photography if you're not taking photography, but for this week, everything's posted for everybody to see. Okay, so that's the basic outline of the class. So this week is week 1, January 25th through 29th. Using the to-do list in Google Classroom is not going to be helpful for you. So you actually on Monday need to go into Q3 8th grade, click on Classwork, and then see the outline for the week in each subject, because nothing will show up as due until Friday. So yeah, make sure, especially if you're in distance learning, that you go into Classwork and see what's lined up for you. So today is a digital day. Here's your checklist. 1, watch Mrs. Henson's instruction video. Your response is going to be your Monday journal in language arts. Oops. So your Monday journal, I want you to respond with, which elective would you like to take? whether that's photography or foreign language. If you're choosing foreign language, go ahead and look at Duolingo, and the first assignment in foreign language, you can go in and set up your account and decide what subject or what language you want to learn. And then after that, I want you to just do a journal of what all you've done today for school. So write a summary of what you're doing today for school. And tell me about the snow where you are. Do you have fun snow? Are the roads bad? Out in Maupin, it's not that frozen. There's snow on the ground, but the ground is pretty safe. So anyways, this is what I want you to do in your Monday journal. So this is your checklist for today. You might want to screenshot this, or you can come back and pause on this. So if you've watched this video, you'll be finishing that. If you respond as instructed, that just means you're doing the Monday journal with these questions. Make sure you answer all of those. And then make sure you've joined the Q3 8th grade class, which if you've done your Monday journal, you would have already done that. Join your Q3 PE class. If you are in distance learning, you're welcome to do today's joyful movement if you go out and play in the snow. So make sure you finish that language arts Monday journal. Again, same thing. Make sure you finish your language arts personal choice reading. That's one thing that you're going to do, and then choose your elective. So today is really a setup day. I want to make sure you understand the class and how it's set up. If there's anything about the class that doesn't make sense to you, please answer or ask me via email. I sent you all an email in order for you to get your attendance, so make sure you respond to that email or this one that I'm sending out with the video. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you guys have a great day.